And a good Monday morning to you. Roger Hill at Wuthering Heights. The high wind event looks like it's on its last legs with the strongest winds beginning to push out of the region. We're still seeing some backside issues with wind gusts, but much more marginal. We'll get to that in a second. This weather video driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Area of low pressure taking the track as thought, roughly over Messina, and then it opens up. It continues to deepen, but the worst has moved through Vermont. We've had the heavier rains. We're seeing a dry slot now taking place. We still have strong gusty winds, but they are coming down. We'll take a look at some of the wind gusts. Starting with Bennington, you can see the winds have peaked out. This is roughly 06E, so we're talking before 2 o'clock. And then, of course, the lull has now moved in. So southern Vermont, you are in a lull. With daylight, this should help for restoration. Looking next at Franklin County State Airport up around the Newport area. Highgate. Winds still very strong, so that's what's exiting. Let's look at a few others. EF Knapp Airport, we maxed out a few hours ago, and gusts almost 60 miles per hour. I can tell you at my local place in Wuthering Heights in Worcester, we have outages here as well for Washington Electric, and conditions are calming down and much more easy to get to down trees and wires once we get some daylight. Looking at Middlebury, the gusts have maxed out roughly around 08C, and they're coming on down. This is Burlington International Airport. They're seeing their strongest winds within the last couple of hours, and that's moving north. Looking at East Berkshire, they've maxed out, and so up in the northern tier area, a good sign to see these winds begin to fall off. This is Wells, Vermont, a very good illustration of a lull. We're lulling out, of course, in southern parts of northern Vermont. We're seeing wind gusts up to 75 to 80 miles per hour, and that's falling. This is the HRRR model, version 3 experimental. You can see the strongest winds moving on through. Now, these are just wind speeds and not gusts. You can see those winds. This is roughly 4 o'clock in the morning, 5, 6, 7, still in the Northeast Kingdom around 7 o'clock in some of the highlands. So, folks in the Kingdom, be prepared for that. We're still not done there yet. So roughly, really by around 8 o'clock, 8:39, it's pretty much over with in terms of this first blast. Now, keep your eyes on the area of low pressure, a lot of gradient here. So we're going to see some backside wind issues that develop, it looks like, along the spine of the Green Mountains, a little bit more into the Adirondacks, certainly through the St. Lawrence Valley, where they're going to get a real big southwest wind. And conditions here are going to start to increase. Keep your eyes on the southern and central Green Mountains. This is valid at 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. And much better conditions. So winds gradually fall off, and these will be much more closer to marginal. I still think there will be some issues, but it's not nearly so bad at this point in time as the worst has passed through the region. So this is the European model, looking at the whole larger picture here, and we are going to be in this vicinity here this morning and then this afternoon by around 2 o'clock. They're still picking up some rain showers, but note the pressure gradient is much slacker. That's very, very important. So running that one more time here. And then we start to get a little bit of colder air starts to creep in. Not a big deal, but the storm is over. The worst is over. And we're just going to see a southwesterly flow with a little bit of lake effect plume, some moisture, probably some mixed mountain snow shower activity, wet snowflakes with sprinkles down to the valley floors, and not a big deal. That's going to happen, looks like, into Wednesday morning. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.